Good morning. Welcome to today's tutorial. Today we are going to do something different. Actually, we are going to continue on what we are doing. That is learning JavaScript. If you may recall, we did some few stuff, right? We talked about the introduction of JavaScript. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about variables. We talked about data types. Today we are going to continue with what we are going to do today. We are still on the fundamental of JavaScript, and we are going to do today, what we are going to do today is something that we call interaction. Okay, so we will see what interaction is and what interaction can do. So today we start with our interaction, and what we are going to start with the interaction. So let me pull up some editor here. Let me see if yeah. So I put one editor here, hello. So excuse me. Okay, let me zoom this thing a little bit. Okay, let me minimize it. So what we are going to do today here, we're going to talk about something called interaction. Okay, forgive me, my typing is a little bit slow. Interaction. And interaction, we talk about alerts, talk about prompts. I should have done this one, but it's okay. Talk about what after done the PowerPoint of it, but it's not a big deal. We still understand what we are doing today. Talk about prompt and confirmed. So we are going to talk about these two when it comes to interaction. So we know what this one will do, the alert will do, the prompt will do, and the confirm will do. Well, let me give you a rundown on all these things. So the rundown is that the interaction, the whole of this will interrupt you not to do anything on the window unless you accept any of the what command that this one is telling you. And you should remember that this one is a function. Okay, it's a built-in function, and you can't bypass, you can't do anything without you accepting this type of function. Well, all this gives a pop-up and a pop-up menu, and they come in a modular form, like a form of a triangle with a background, whatever it is. Okay, then it will give you either for you to click OK or to cancel. Okay, so let's say alert, for example, will give you something to bottom for you to click and to cancel. And what we do is that this one, it prints whatever that onto the page, so it pop up a message onto the page. Okay, so it give you for you to what do what alert, so to alert you. And that's what it is, as the name would describe itself. So either you click OK or you cancel, and the prompt will tell you, like prompt, like I'll give you a window for you to type in a message. They prompt you to do something. It's like let me open the terminal here. What I'm using is now using like a cancel. I'm using, you see, here is something, a prompt. Okay, so it will help me to type whatever I want to type. Do you understand? Then it will give me the message that I am out. I'm after it. Okay, so that is it. So that's what the prompt, and the prompt and confirm do the same thing. So the confirm also give you for you to. So we will see how it works in just a minute. Now let's go to the browser. I'm using Firefox. The last time I made a mistake saying that was using Chrome, so I'm on Firefox. The reason that I'm using Firefox today is because based on what we are going to do, we are going to see the interaction of it. So it's better we use this one to do the demo so that you will know whatever it is. Well, every web browser has a built-in, I'll call it built-in JavaScript. Okay, and Chrome and Firefox use something called Spider, if I may be correct, has a name that is being given to it. Okay, so yeah, I have to go to the developer mode so that I can access whatever is on this page. So I right click here, then we now there's a GT course. Okay, so let's continue where we end. So you right click on the page, you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Then we come to inspect what element. Now when we click on inspect element, well, it depends on the browser that you are using, it always be different by the same procedure. So you see that that's what is running on the page. Okay, but that's not what I'm looking for, so I'll go to the console. So with the console there, I'm going to look for. Now let's come to our slide. So we are going to talk about interaction. Then we'll talk about something small that we talk about alert, prompt, and confirm. Okay, so as we said, they are built-in function. So I only call what alert. So register a function. So within the alert, I just tap anything. Okay, how are you? Then I'll end it. So when I execute it, I see there's a pop-up here. Let me bring my list. Now you see there's a pop-up here in a water box. So it alerts me that I alerted ID. So how are you? I can't do anything on this page. With that, there's nothing that you see. I'm clicking on the page. There's nothing happen. Okay. If I don't check this thing out, I can't do anything. I'm gonna be told just what interact me on that. Okay. You can go in there. Okay. So bring it up. Let me see. So we can do a LSB program here. Let's say let's number 1 okay equals 25 okay. Then you hit the shift, then you press enter to get another line. Then another let number 2 because let's say the same 25, then we end then the same shift and enter. Then we got alert. No, we left with one variable. So let's say sum okay. So let's sum equals number 1 say times number 2 okay. Then we got end the line. So here for the sheet and enter. Then we say what alerts okay. We call the alert sign. So here look at what I'm going to happen. Here I don't need any code okay because I have a variable here. So I only have to call what the variable here. I'll call the variable sum. Then so when I press enter, I have whatever that I did here okay. So that's what the alert is all about. Let me see whether I can clear it. let me see from that and go back. So I'll clear the page. Okay, here's it. Now we have, so now we know what the alert does, right? So just give us what a modular window. Okay, and then on okay. Now let's talk about prompt. Okay, let's talk about prompt. And what the prompt does is that prompt, it takes an argument. Okay, it accepts with two arguments. So let me go to the slide here and let me copy this one. So hit enter. So let me paste. Now what prompt does is that it takes, it's a function. Okay, it takes two what argument, and the argument can be whatever you want to do. So let's say my title here, so title, then comma, then default. Okay, so the default, balance sometimes. Okay, so it takes two function, and these two function, call them what? Arguments. Is either argument, you call them arguments. Okay, so you are in war with someone, call them argument or statements. Okay, so the prompt takes what? Two arguments. So the title and the default. So the title is what you are telling the person to do. Okay, so the title is what you are telling the person to do. So let's say the title can be text. Okay, to show what to show a visitor, and the default can be whatever you want to do. So this initial value for input field. Okay, so now let's see how prompt works. Okay, so the default is in what? Is the default is here. We just put default in a curly bracket, but it doesn't mean that it's supposed to be there. It's just a syntax. We are trying to show a syntax. Okay, so yeah, it's just an optional. Okay, it doesn't mean necessary. It takes two arguments, but it can only bring one. But this is just an optional. Okay, the default here is just an optional to show you that this is not necessary. So let's go back to our development page. Now let's see how prompt would work. Okay, so create a variable, let age. Okay, so age is equal to, then I'll set to prompt. So I want you to prompt me with your age. Okay, so type in how are you, how old are you? Okay, so how old are you? So let me go the normal way, so program doesn't understand that. So how old are you? So I said it takes two what argument. This is just something, is optional, just a number that I put over there. So how are you? It's a prompt. Now here I'm going to use another function called the alert. Okay, so the alert what is used to give a pop-up what, to show something. That's the meaning of alert here, to show something. Sorry, so I was declaring alert. So alert. Okay, so it talks about, you are, so if you could remember, we talk about this. Okay, the back test, talk about it. So you are, then the name of, okay, you are age. So we are embedding something into something. So you are, okay, yes, so you are, then the name of, okay, you are age. So we are embedding something into something. So you are, okay, yes, 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 old. The typing, looking something and typing is not easy. So here is it. You understand? So whatever what you are, and when you hit enter, and here we have already put an initial value into it. So that's 100. Okay. So it's asking to give you a prompt. So yeah, whatever you type and you press OK, you will find out the answer over there. This was the initial value. So it's giving a prompt. How old are you? Okay. So I'm 12, and to prompt you are what? You are 12 years old. Forget about what is this additional information about the browser. Okay. In terms of what you are what you are 12 years old based on what the statement that I embedded something here. Okay, so that's how the prompt works. Okay, so it prompts something, then it gives whatever it gives. Okay, now if you are using a different window, like a different browser, let's say apart from Chrome and Safari and how call it Firefox, you are going to encounter some problem here. But if you are using the Microsoft IE browser, the initial value here is going to give you a problem. It will tell you undefined. So when you run that, it's undefined. So you have to specify it. I don't have Microsoft here, like I'll show you how to specify it. Okay, so that you see it. So here you have to specify it. See, I can do the same thing here. Let me go back to my terminal here. Now let me take the default here. Okay, so let me just do this. Now when I hit enter, it's telling me something. Syntax well. So because this thing has been wrote based on the browser. Okay, don't worry. It should have come. So this is a little bit about the browser. It's not this program. So let's go. Okay. So I'm in the console. Let me see. Now let me execute it. Let's see it has come. Now you see that there's no any initial value here. Okay, so I can type whatever I want to type. Now here you see that when you look at it, it's giving you two what button, cancel or what. Okay, by the alert was giving you only what. Okay, because of the prompt here. Okay, and we are using this alert to show to print it onto the page. Okay, without the alert we can print something here to the page. So this the prompt is the prompt showing the box when you type in something. Okay, so you can type in anything. Okay, sorry. But if you are using an IDE, see when I made this one it came, but when I was using IDE to give me a problem, so I have to put here. If you are using an IDE, the only thing you have to do here is that sometimes you just come here with comma and you just put any two line here. Okay, just put any two line here. So here there's a problem here. I will show you the problem. So let's do this because I'm seeing character escape. So we haven't talked about that. So we talk about that. Come here. I don't want to have a problem. Okay, so it still insists. So let me do this rather. So your code is on character escape. So if we start with a double quote here, then we end with this one because of the character escape. Okay, so when we cancel this, when we hit enter for this one, it's based on the browser that is doing, so don't worry, it's the browser I'm using, that's how it works. Sometimes so that's what. So that's it. Let me see if I can do this. Forgive me. You will switch from but when you finish this and you won't use the browser anymore, we go back to our console as we used to do with the test editor. You can do the same thing with the alerts in other place and you can get it. I want you to understand what's happening here. Okay, so now let's come here. Now let's talk about confirm. Okay, so confirm also give a question. It says a question. Okay, pop up. It just give you a question. Okay, and it gives the result is true or false because it just confirm something. So let's say okay, it's boss. So I'm doing a boolean here. I'm defining is boss. Now say equal to, that's the name, is boss. So I want you to confirm that are you the boss. So is boss. Then come here. You the boss. So here you know definitely that the answer is true or false, right? So that's a little bit logic here. Now I'll come to, so we call our let. Then our let root is boss here. Here we are not embedding anything. Then close the line. So when I hit enter, it's telling you, are you the boss? So is that a click OK? Or what? You cancel it. So that is it for our whatever that we are doing. So that is it for what? The iteration and the prompt. Thank you very much.